mind, I was never going to walk right again. Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
Welcome back to the Daily O. I'm Savannah Gocher.
And I'm Carney Porter, and I hope everyone has been enjoying this warmer weather this week. It's super sunny outside. I know I've been doing everything I can to be outside as much as possible. What about you?
Absolutely. The weather has been gorgeous. There's so many people running around outside and just playing Frisbee and whatnot, so it's going to be awesome this week, I can tell.
I agree, and I love seeing the animals too. I love seeing everyone's dogs.
All right, let's dive right into it, guys. Phoenix police says a 10-year-old girl who was shot during an apparent road rage incident has died. The girl's father was injured, but he is expected to recover. Now, police are looking for the man responsible.
This is just heartbreaking, and I'm gonna miss her every day, think about her every day. This nightmare is gonna replay in my head every day. I can't sleep.
I'm gonna be on a 2-shot for mercy, right?
I hope she's just at peace. I just really hope she's at peace.
Through heartbreaking tears, Tanisha Brown and her husband, Darquintian Brown, share how they are living through this nightmare. Their 10-year-old daughter gunned down as she slept in the back of a car out in their driveway.
He was ready to start shooting. I got out my vehicle and I asked him, what's going on, what's up? Because he stopped at my house, and I asked him what's up, and he just got to firing, and he shot my car, and he shot me right here, and he shot up my house, and he killed my daughter.
Phoenix police released this surveillance video of the suspect following the Browns. That's him in the white Ford truck. The Browns are in the black car. When they pulled into their driveway, he started shooting.
I looked at him dead in the face. He had this deranged look, he looked like he was high on something. His pupils weren't dilated, and as soon as I looked at him in his eyes, he just boom, 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 boom through the car. He didn't even reach the gun over outside the window. He shot through his door.
Their 10-year-old daughter, Summer Melody, was a straight-A student who loved dancing and gymnastics. This is a picture of the father-daughter duo on a date to a Suns game and eating at Denny's just a few days ago.
This is just a baby. There was no reason for her to be taken like this.
There is a reward of $1,000 for information that leads to the suspect's arrest. Phoenix police ask anyone with information to call 480-WITNESS.
A new study finds that just one alcoholic drink a day could increase the risk of having a stroke. A study published this week in The Lancet, a weekly peer-reviewed general medical journal, reveals that having 1 to 2 drinks a day increased stroke risk by 10 to 15%. When the number went to 4 drinks, the risk grew by 35%. Researchers defined one drink as either a bottle of beer, 1 small glass of wine, or single measure of spirits. The study's co-author says the research was not clear-cut when it came to linking daily drinking to increased risk of heart attacks. So more evidence will be collected.
We'll take a quick break and be back with what's trending. Welcome back. Next, we'll hear from Angel Schwartz with What's Trending.
Hello, cowboys and cowgirls, and welcome back to What's Trending. We're going to start today off by talking with music because today has already been a monumental day in the world of music. The Jonas Brothers have finally launched a new song. It is called Cool. Now, personally, I'm not a Jonas Brothers fan, but I will admit the song is fairly catchy. I have caught myself like kind of listening to it like 2 or 3 times today, and each time like I'll kind of or like, you know, a little dance right here. And speaking of dances, I got the horses in the bag. The new remix with Billy Ray Cyrus for Old Town Road has finally dropped, and let me tell you, Billy Ray Cyrus did not have to snap that hard, but he did, and he came for us, and I am loving it. It will be on repeat for literally the entire day. And in other news, Jeffree Star has had $2.5 million worth of makeup stolen from his warehouses. He is claiming that this was an inside job from people who were temporarily working for him, and they leaked the stuff along with some of the makeup that was stolen. His new concealer line, which has yet to even be released, was also stolen. At this point in time, the FBI has gotten involved, which, you know, with everything this has been a big year for the FBI. We have Cohen, we have everyone on the Trump administration, but it's good to note that they still have the manpower to go and find some missing concealers instead of missing children, which, speaking of missing children, a man has come forward and said that he was Timothy Pitson, a 6-year-old that was stolen from Aurora, Illinois about 7 years ago. DNA analysis has confirmed he is not the child and that this man has had several false report cases already, with another one on the way. And speaking of people who are about to get charged, if you haven't been on Twitter recently, then you probably haven't seen the electrifying and funny new meme of the man walking in and just giving everyone the up and down. It's a funny meme. Literally every caption that I've seen with it so far has made me laugh hysterically. But what is not funny is the backstory behind it. This man's name is Jawad Ben Daoud, and he's actually getting sentenced to 4 years in prison for housing jihadists who were responsible for the 2015 Paris attacks. Although he claims that he had no idea that they were terrorists, he had no idea they were planning any of this. And on the political forefront today, Trump has taken to Twitter again, which we all just love and enjoy, but instead of addressing, I don't know, literally anything, he decided to say that windmills, the noise from windmills, cause cancer, which is so good to know that it hasn't been radiation, smoking, the asbestos in the walls of this building that's giving us cancer, but the windmill noise. It's good to know. Thank you for that, Trump. And to complete our segment, we are going to end with our random What's Trending topic of the day, which is, whose job was it to dirty the cats in Pet Sematary? As we all know, the new adaptation of the original Stephen King film has now hit theaters, and one of the iconic moments is when the cat does come back from the dead, and everyone wants to know, whose job was it to rub Vaseline and coffee grounds on the cats to give them that dungy, dirty look? But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the pictures of these cats, of this actor. Look at the eyes of that cat in the picture of the movie and where he is standing there on the red carpet. He's even wearing a tie. He's more professional than half the actors in that film. That's a true actor. I hope he wins an Oscar. Good day to y'all. With that, that is it for What's Trending. I am Angel Schwartz. Back to you, Carney.
Thanks, Angel. Now we'll take a quick break and be right back with sports.
Determining your future by selecting a major can be difficult.
It's okay to be undecided.
Connect with the College of Arts and Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
CAS prepares you to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of Downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. Watch out now. It's It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time, and I came to groove. The whole band's here, and we came to move. Got a fresh haircut and 2 new shoes. We're here all night like we got nothing to lose. I'm coming out the jacket cause we're turning up the heat. I wanna see you clapping when you get up out your seat. It's time to make it happen when we hit these streets. I'm coming in hot and I can't be beat. Watch out now. Baby, watch out now.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Johnny Resendez. One of OSU's most notable alumnus was back on campus today. Former ESPN reporter Brett McMurphy returns to OSU to talk about students and the world of sports media. McMurphy is famous for breaking the news this past year about Urban Meyer and Ohio State football. The guys at 101 had a chance to sit down with McMurphy and get his thoughts on the upcoming college football season.
You told me 1885, the year you graduated as Oklahoma A&M. I'm not going to buy that for a second.
Okay.
But what all has changed in Stillwater, not only athletically, but across the campus as a whole since you graduated?
Well, it was 1985, and actually one thing has remained the same. Mike Gundy still has a mullet. You know, he had one in '86. I left in '85. He still has one now, going strong. Yeah, it's just amazing how much the campus has grown. All the new buildings. Where I used to live is now a big parking garage. Sad to say, used to live a few feet from the hideaway. But yeah, it's unbelievable. Obviously, Boone Pickens Stadium, the new facilities for the Olympic sports is unreal. When I was here, Gallagher, Iowa only seated 7,000. Now it's, as you guys know, it's been expanded. So it's really, really cool. And you know, it's come a long way. I remember covering when Oklahoma State won the Big 12 championship in football in 12 or 13, whatever year that was. I was actually working at CBS Sports at that time. And obviously beating Oklahoma, that was a big win, but I'll never forget I was on Twitter tweeting about the game and something about Oklahoma State, and an OU fan responded and said, wait till next year. And I said, wait, an OU fan is telling me wait till next year. The world is going to end. So it's really cool. It's great to be back.
Well, it's interesting. Obviously, college football is your expertise. I wouldn't say that Oklahoma State has completely closed that gap with OU. Obviously, they're still winning conference titles, but Mike Gundy has done a tremendous job, and you do have that upgrade of the facilities. But what needs to change here for kind of Oklahoma State to really close that gap with the Sooners?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, people that are here now don't realize how much of a struggle Oklahoma State was in a long time ago. But I think that's a credit to what Gundy has done here, because he's didn't go to a bowl game his first year, now 12 or 13 consecutive bowl games, has won a Big 12 championship, was a missed field goal away, sorry to bring up bad memories, of going to the national title game. Probably still should have played in the BCS title game, but didn't make it. But he definitely has raised the standard. You know, look, Oklahoma is not only one of the best teams in the Big 12, it's one of the best teams in the country. So there's a lot of teams that don't match up with Oklahoma. The good news is the gap has closed, and it's not as wide as it used to be. You used to go an entire decade where Oklahoma State would not only not beat Oklahoma, they wouldn't be competitive. So I think that has changed. You know, it boils down to, you know, recruiting's a big deal, obviously. The facilities is huge. That helps a lot. And, you know, obviously the support of Boone Pickens has paid off huge dividends, and it will continue to grow. And you know, now every year Oklahoma State's in that conversation as a top 25 program going into the season. You never used to hear that.
Right, and you know, it's April, but it's never too early for a little college football preview. Who are some teams people should look out for next season that you think could make the playoff?
Well, I've already done my college football playoff projections 10 months out. Like you said, it's never too early. I'm picking Clemson to beat Georgia in the national title. So if you're an Alabama fan, yeah, I'm the guy that's not picking Alabama. I think they will regress a little bit. If you look at the projected point spreads for the entire season, there's 6 teams that will be favored in every game going into the year. Oklahoma's 1, Alabama, Georgia, actually Michigan out of the Big Ten instead of Ohio State, Washington out of the Pac-12. So those are the favorites in the power conferences. And then from the non-power conferences, actually Memphis, may surprise a lot of people, is projected to be favored in every game this year. They open with Ole Miss. So I think I don't think Ole Miss will get to the playoff, but I think of those 5 teams right there I just mentioned, those are certainly the favorites to get to the playoff. I just don't see any way anyone beats Clemson, though. They're that good.
Final question, how far is the College Football Playoff Committee from expanding it? Because you have the teams like UCF who go undefeated, but you know, the Power 5 teams don't feel like they should be in, but how far are we away from seeing more than 4 teams?
All right, good news and bad news. The good news is we're going to have an 8-team playoff. The bad news is you're going to have to wait 7 more years because we've got 7 more years of the current deal with the College Football Playoff. It's a 12-year deal. We just finished year 5. So we've got 7 more years. There's no way that they can create an 8-team playoff in that 7 years. I know people wanted to have it happen now. They want it to happen yesterday. It simply can't happen. But I do think when we get to the end of this 12-year deal, then I think all of these schools will want more revenue streams. They'll want, surprise, more money. So by adding another round of the playoffs, that's how we get to 8 teams. So good news, you're going to get 8 teams. Bad news is you're not going to beat Oklahoma State. Well, I hope you're not at Oklahoma State in 7 years.
My parents probably wouldn't like that very much, but you never know.
I did the 5-year plan. If you want to try the 8-year plan.
I'm already on it, so it's perfect.
Congrats.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it more than you would know. So, Brett McMurphy, again, thank you so much.
Moving over to basketball, where everyone is focused on this weekend's big Final Four games. In the shadow of those games, 2 teams were facing off for a different championship last night. The Texas Longhorns and the Lipscomb Bison faced off for the NIT championship last evening. This was Lipscomb's first time ever reaching the championship game of the NIT. Head coach Shaka Smart and the Longhorns came away with the win, 81-66. Dylan Osakowski led the way for Texas with 19 points and 11 rebounds. Curran Welch also played an important role for the Longhorns with 16 points and 9 assists. This was Texas's second NIT title in school history. In other news, the New York Jets are going into next season in style. The team unveiled new uniforms, the Jets' first ones in 20 years. A number of combinations were revealed with the jerseys. The new design came in 3 colors, Gotham Green, Spotlight White, and Stealth Black. Now it's time for the play of the day. Tigers hosting the Royals. Royals' Ryan O'Hearn pops one into shallow center. Jordy Mercer makes the great running catch with his back in the infield. And now you check out this replay as Mercer's efforts robs O'Hearn of a hit. That right there is the play of the day. That's all for sports. Before we go to today's break, here's a quick look at this weekend's sports schedule.
In my mind, I was never going to walk right again. Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
It's another warm day today with highs in the mid-70s and sunny. Tonight the lows will be in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, thunderstorms are likely in the morning with more scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Tomorrow will be in the 70s with an 80% chance of rain.
Well, we hope you have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday. I'm Carney Porter.
And thanks for watching the Daily O. I'm Savannah Gocher.